Let me ask you a question. Have you ever argued with your siblings, or if you haven't got siblings, with your cousins or your friends or a family member? I know I have. It got me thinking about, have you ever seen Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, read the book by C.S. Lewis? I remember reading them when I was a child. And in there's 4 siblings. And in it, Edmund, he went in through the wardrobe and he found the White Witch. He'd argued with his siblings so much, over the power over between who he and Peter, his brother, being the oldest Peter, they always used to argue and he wanted more control. So Edmund went and found solace with the White Witch at the time. Now, the White Witch was everything that represented what is wrong in the world, basically. And he went on a different path to his other 3 siblings. Now, when they found Aslan, the great lion, and Edmund actually came back to Aslan, Aslan took him aside and spoke to him. And they had this wonderful conversation. And I think Aslan really showed him what and where he was going wrong. And in that meeting with that one great lion, Edmund made up with his siblings and they all got on again. And in doing that, they conquered the White Witch and they won the battle. A bit like good over evil. It's only when we meet with Jesus and we work on our relationship with Jesus that we truly become united and we truly become one. But we become united with other Christians all over the world. And ultimately, we become united with Christ. United with the one true God. It's in Ephesians 4, 1-16, that Paul says, there is one body. Unity doesn't just happen. We have to really work at it. Peace doesn't just happen. We have to work at it. We have to constantly grow in our walk with Christ. It's not something, oh, well, I'm a Christian now. Oh, well, there we are. We've learnt, we're done. It's not like that at all. We have to constantly grow, constantly evolve, constantly learn in order to walk with Christ. And often differences among people can lead to division. Just look at the world right now. Look at what's going on. Just turn on your news. There's so much hatred, war, fighting, violence in the world. So many things that aren't peaceful, that aren't united. But this shouldn't be true of the church. The church should be the one place in the world you can go and just be united with other Christians, with like-minded people, and ultimately with Christ and with God. So, instead of concentrating on what divides us in this world, we should remember what unites us in the world, what we have in common with people, what good we have in common. Because after all, we have one body, one spirit, one hope, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, and ultimately one God. So let me just leave you with this. Have you learnt to appreciate people who are different from you? In church and out of church. And let us be united for one cause. And let that be Christ. Amen.